Hey, what's going on, traders? Long time no speak. Just wanted to start back, talk to you guys real quick a little bit. So, I had one of my first tests as a trader into my strategy and whether it works and getting my timing right. And I regretfully admit that it failed. I failed completely. I was taking trades that weren't within my setup, trades that didn't make sense. I was trying to force things. Long story short, I had an opportunity to get to trade an account that was around $20,000, dollars that I've been trading. Um, but for now, I decided to kind of back myself out of that because I kept having failing trades. So I knew something was broken. It took a lot for me to step in and say, "Hey, this isn't working. Something's up, and I need to go figure out what it is before I proceed." And it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, guys. This trading thing has been a dream for me for as long as I can remember, and to have it that close, right? For me to be able to go trade some decent money and uh, make a large amount of that as returns to take home for myself and to continue down that road. It seems like I was just about to get started, really. Um, but this whole episode, this experience, has taught me something really interesting. Um, I came to understand that for myself, this trading journey is something that I'm 100% committed to. I'm not going to give up. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to become a consistent, successful trader, but I'm so committed. This is something I've been doing since I was 19, and back then it was very, very hard to find resources to teach and educate you on trading and everything involved in it. Um, since then, you can go online. There's Raging Bull, there's Infinite Prosperity, there's a handful of others that are just absolutely amazing programs for you to be educated from a complete beginner into someone who's profitable. Uh, Although I do envy that just a little bit. I won't give up on my own journey. I realize that it's going to take some time, and I realize that I'm going to have to do other things in order to get there. And so, one of the things I've been digging into and looking into is, roles as lead gen and analytics guy, Google Analytics type of guy. And so, I've got a position coming up, and that's going to be what I'll do for my, during the day, and you'll still be seeing me trade. I'm going to make time to keep my skills sharp, but I am now committed to building, my own capital up and just trading that. Um, Win, lose, or draw, I'm just super committed to having those real results and focusing on that. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and take you guys through the pairs um, so far for the week, and we'll play it that way. All right. So, oh yeah, I went back to my free charts. I was spending money on these charts, thinking that I was about to trade live. So that's now I don't have the Pro Plus charts. I don't need them yet. So USD JPY, huge drop. We saw a huge drop a couple days ago on the 6th, so Monday. In between then and there, over the weekend, it just dropped down. There was a big gap. It hasn't come back to retrace. It dropped all the way down to a key level. So that was an opportunity. We already knew that we were trying to play off of this level. So potentially could have got in here and played it all the way down. That didn't happen, but that's like a 5% move, 6% move. Instead, I was looking at the key level. And even getting into this trade, this is a hypothetical. I didn't really actually jump in this one. But even getting in this trade is super risky. And the reason that it's risky is because we have these two EMAs right there just under the bars. So that would have been a kind of a gamble there. And then I'm waiting for a move downward, USD CHF. That's why I pointed this down arrow. I thought it was going to happen here. Maybe good for a quick move, but not something that you want to hold on to. Quick move down, jump out, and then you saw how it's been just kind of sideways here. So one of the biggest things that I've learned over the course of getting my first shot at trading someone else's capital, pretty much, is these advanced breakouts. I'm going to have to learn those. I'm going to have to learn those the proper way, and I'm going to have to back test. I'm going to have to really dig in. Right now, I'm only good for trading with the trend, and trading pullbacks that are with trend. Anything sideways, anything like that. I can trade a couple of things like wedges and pullbacks to retest. So something like this, I'll show you. I'll show you better. I'm going to tell you here. So this structure, this big, not a triangle, but it's a kind of a wedge shape. I played this pretty well. I thought it was going to go up, unfortunately. But then I drew this orange line over top of it, and it actually bounced off and dropped down. And I knew it was going to do that. I definitely saw that one all the way in, and I knew it was going to be a move. Getting the direction right is the next step. Obviously, you always want to be able to get the direction right. But I think there's also a level of understanding and sophistication towards just knowing that there's going to be a move in general, realizing that we're due for something happening here. So breaking out of this pattern, that's the first step. And then, also, obviously, the direction is a big piece too. So it moved hard, and it moved down. That's something that was interesting to me. USD CHF, like I said, kind of waiting for that one to drop down. I wouldn't necessarily pick a direction at this point, or pick an entry at this point. You want to wait for it to move and then enter. As I get better, as I get more confident, as I see more trades, I can probably start doing the advanced breakouts. But for right now, no, I'm not even. I tried to play that game, and it didn't really work out for me. So NZD-JPY, love this play. I love this pair in general, man. It's usually very clean for me. We had a pullback, and then it just dropped and kept on kind of stair-stepping down, and then there was a big gap down related to JPY, clearly. It looks like all the JPY pairs might have had like a gap of some sort. Yeah, this one. Gap down. Yeah. So that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing across the board, pretty much. So that gap down could have been, obviously pretty big play here. If we go all the way down to key level, talking about a 7% move. If you're able to, if you got the stomach for it. This is weird, not really a play there. There might have been a play right here, and obviously there's a play here. So if I draw these in, it's going to look like this. So something I want to point out that I didn't really talk a whole bunch about yet is these plays, for me, it's always been, hey, let me draw in where the entry was. And what was exposed for me whenever I actually went to go try to do it is I need to get really, really strict about picking the entries ahead of time, and instead of having a little bit of a buffer going back in time and picking entries, because it made me have like a false overconfidence that ended up hurting me pretty bad here. I was wrong on like 6 trades, I think, out of like 8. So which did not match up with the stats that I had for myself. But you know, you live and you learn. NZD usually not going to trade this, mostly because it's pretty messy. So I'll leave that alone. NZD CAD, super wrong on this trade. I'll have to kind of go back and really look at other trades that I've taken here, and see if it's, you know, worth it for me to still trade this or not. GBP USD, I've always kind of liked this pair and done okay with it. So we're going to keep that. And I'm going to actually probably end up making a second list, man, to be honest. Let's do that, actually. They're not going to let me make other lists or what? Oh, no. Let's do it right here. NZD, JPY. I don't know if we're ICE right here or not. Yeah, I'm ICE. I'm just kind of looking at the pair that I trade. Not interested in this. Not so interested in this. I think I'm gonna back off of everything else, other than my the ones that I really want to focus on for right now. Ones that I feel, you know, I have a high winning percentage for. If that makes sense. It's just it's time right now. Y'all can tell I'm flustered a little bit. It's time right now for me to reevaluate and really make sure that I know this stuff like the back of my hand, if that makes sense. Instead of, you know, letting that doubt hit me and be a part of what I'm doing moving forward. I don't want that to be the case. NZD CHF. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. You have to be able to pump the brakes and accept that and say, all right, this is how I'm gonna get down, and kind of live with it. Is kind of what I've learned, man. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy to think that I wouldn't be able to perform like that. Yeah, I'm not going to show you guys all that, but yeah, I'm going to do some pruning, is what I'll call that. Just cleaning up my list. You know, being super selective about what I trade and what I spend my time looking at, and that's going to be that. But I'll send you guys a new video. I'm sorry this one kind of went long. I rambled a bit. But yeah, I'm gonna send you guys a new video in a second here of the pairs that I'm really gonna be paying attention to for the week. All right, peace.